Sound design. I like it. One of my favorite things to do in a movie, other than, watch the movie, is like literally just listen to the music and the sound design. And one of my favorite things to do in college was doing the sound design. We had like a class where we had to score and sound design a clip from any movie from the ground up. And I was in charge of the sound design. And when I tell you that reached 200 tracks, just sound design, we picked like Spider-Man, I think. So I had to break down how to do like a web flip. It's just really fun to sound design and really try and find ways to recreate a sound. I remember using tape and like a spray. I've missed it, so we're gonna do that today, except we're doing it out of context, within an hour. Let's see how that goes. So the premise of this video is quite simple. I'm gonna text someone to give me a movie that I can get a 30-second clip from. I'm gonna watch the clip and then give myself 1 hour to recreate that and then listen to my version and listen to the original version and compare the two. I actually asked my brother and he really took that no context very seriously. He didn't give me the title of the movie. He just sent me this ominous message that there's a subbed and a non-subbed version, and I already knew I was in trouble because what do you mean? it's already in a language I probably don't know. So that made me nervous. I don't know why. This is my first reaction of watching the clip.
有時我都會同人合作嘅，不過多數都係散。我而家好小心，我唔會再幫人鋪床單。
What's he gonna do? Girl's just enjoying her noodles, and I respect her for it. What am I watching? What is this? What did I just watch? Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna load it up on Logic. I don't know what I just watched. But it was funny. Was it meant to be funny? I don't know. As soon as the timer started, I started listing out points of contact that I knew I had to get right in the actual clip. So that included the punching, the breaking of the glass, and all the different movements of the tables and chairs. And from there, I started making my own stock sounds. One of the best things about sound design is that you can make your own stock sounds and like compile it all together to make a different impact sound. So to make a punch sound, I punched a bunch of my own stuffed toys and myself to achieve the layering. We'll talk more about the layering later, but I basically just spent the first 10 minutes making different sounds in my room just so we had enough sounds for the whole clip. Spoiler alert, we have to record more, but we'll get to that later. All right, it's 11 on the dot. We're gonna start. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna hurt your ears. Next, I think I'm gonna do chair moving and stuff like that. The first section that I wanted to touch up on was the glass and the movements of the furniture, because those are really difficult to get right if you don't get the right sound for it. I didn't have a glass in my room, so I had to search online, and good places to go for that: Splice, though Splice is usually for music. There are some good sound design things there, and Soundly was something that I used a lot in college. I found different sounds and layered them all together, and this is what it sounded like at first. A bit too loud, but we'll do the mixing later. That first section was literally just me compiling all the different times glass and cutlery were used that were like really important. And that took the bulk of it. I looked at my timer and I had like 40 minutes left to do everything else. We have only 26 minutes. I took that long in the first half.
So that was a lie.
Oh, ambience. I forgot to talk about ambience. Ambience is one of the more subtle things in sound design. I picked like a white static noise at the very back. Like, it's barely there. You can barely hear it. But yeah, what this is giving me is like it's late at night in a not super populated part of the town, and it's like way past closing hours, but people are still there, which kind of worked. You'll see in the final part, but that's all we had for ambience. Right after ambience and the glass, we went on to the impacts, and to achieve the impacts, I actually punched a bunch of my stuffed toys to get different sounds, and also like punched my hand. No stuffed toys were harmed in the making of this video, hopefully. In that context, it looks like I'm just beating up stuffed toys. This one required a lot of layers, because if you do just one impact, it kind of doesn't make sense, because it's like flesh hitting clothing, so you kind of have to layer a bunch to make it more believable. Wang. So there's like a guy who slams into the back. Now, a lot of this is not going to be like super audible, I think, because again, we're in her where she's not really like focusing on what's happening behind her. It's not meant to be like super duper loud. And then he catches himself here, so that's like more like a flesh impact. That sounds really weird, but oh, yep, that's flesh. Ooh, that flesh one's a bit too loud. This one needs to be like on the dot same time. Ooh, there you go. Do you feel the layers of that one? Right after the impacts, we moved on to like the mess that happens in the background while they're fighting. So like in the background of the video, since they're fighting in a kitchen, a lot of things are being thrown, a lot of cutlery is being damaged. And to achieve that, I brought some cutlery from my own kitchen and started messing with it, started like shaking it around and dropping it. And I filmed this at like 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. So I was worried I was gonna get in trouble with my parents that I was making too much noise. Thankfully, they didn't bother to scold me for it. Sorry. This one was the most fun because it didn't require precise timing like the others. Like if it's a punch, you have to time the sound design exactly when you punch it. Or if it's a glass breaking, you have to do it exactly when the glass breaks. But this one, I kind of just went ham. I kind of just put it wherever and layered it however so that it sounds like loads and loads of dishes are being destroyed during this entire fight scene, which is kind of fun to do. Kind of painful for my ears. I'm gonna lower down the volume for you guys, but let's just say my ears were like not enjoying this section. God, my parents are gonna come in and be like, what are you doing? My parents are gonna be so mad at me. By the time all of that was done, I had like 7 minutes left to mix, and that's not a lot of time. A lot of sound design comes from the mixing. Now we just gotta mix, and I have 7 minutes. Oh my god. I don't have time to discuss. I'm gonna let other version of me discuss. So, I was stressed. I barely talked throughout this section. I was just so focused on getting everything right, panning everything the way it should, because again, in sound design, panning is also very important. Like if a punch is coming to your left, you're gonna hear most of the sound to the left, and that's what I was trying to achieve. That's basically what I was doing for majority of it. I was putting some reverb to fit with the whole room. Since this is a smaller room, but it's also kind of an empty room, there is gonna be a bit of reverb. So I put that through a bus and then connected most of everything in it. The dishes have a different reverb, but it's the same kind of process. I also put a bit of EQ on the dishes part, the mess part, because it was so painful. It was so loud. And yeah, I think I extended like 5 minutes. Sorry, but I mixed the rest of it. I made sure everything wasn't too loud. The punches were a bit hidden in the background. And again, we're doing this from the perspective of Miss Thing over here eating the noodles, that she barely hears any of this because she's just that consumed with her own thoughts. At least that's what I'm getting from the scene. I don't actually know what the movie is still. I should probably ask my brother. Anyway, here is the reaction of my work and the original work. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's hear it like with the original.
最好嘅拍檔係唔應該有感情。
Okay, immediately, I think there's some things that could be improved on mine. I totally forgot that this is like with an open kitchen. So I think another ambience layer could have been like a little sizzle in the background. And I have like this piece of plastic here that I could, as if it's fire, so I'm gonna try and do that after I export the original one. I noticed my hits are a bit stronger than theirs. Theirs focused a lot more on the kitchen racket and the ambience and the little things that were going wrong in the shop, which makes me think that a lot of the audio was not Foleyed in. I think that was like pure audio from the shop, which I think is pretty cool. You know what? For a 1 hour effort that was like barely mixed, it's not too bad. I'm quite proud of myself. I haven't sound designed in like years, so this is a really fun experience to go through again. I might do another one if you guys really enjoyed this. I certainly did, so I'm gonna do probably another one. I also sent this to my brother because well, he's the one who suggested the movie in the first place, and this is what he had to say about it. And you know what? Not too bad for an hour, and for someone who hasn't done sound design in quite a while. This was a lot of good mental stretching. It was a really fun experience to do again. I like the thought process that goes with sound design a lot, and hopefully I get to do this again. If you guys like this video, please let me know down below. Please like it. It really helps out the channel, and it pushes my videos out to other people who might enjoy this. And if you guys have any movie suggestions, let me know, because I really want to make this into a series where I like sound design and maybe eventually score random clips from the internet or from movies or TV shows. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.